What's going on, guys? Auzio here. Welcome back to a brand new video. So today we have got another tier list, and it's going to be the first defenders tier list of FC24. I've already done the attackers tier list and the midfielders tier list, so if you guys missed that, a link to the video will be in the description. Once again, hero cards, icon cards are not going to be included. I will be doing a separate tier list for those two cards a little bit later in the game. I haven't used many of those cards, so it doesn't really make sense to include them into the tier list that we are doing at this moment. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Inform Virgil van Dijk. His gold card is S tier. Inform card is 100% going to go into the S tier as well. Kimpembe, I feel like he's not as good as he was previous years, but he is still very good. I would say Kimpembe, A+ for you. LAKEY, absolutely love him. The guy's R1 dribbling is a joke in this game. The pace is a joke. LAKEY is going to be our first S tier fullback. Batcher, her whip pass playstyle plus is a joke. Her crossing ability, it just lands onto the player you want it to go to pretty much every single time. She's a fast fullback as well. I'm going to put her in the A+ tier. Trent, even though he has got the long ball playstyle plus, which is really good in this game, his pace can be a little bit annoying in that fullback position, so I'm going to put him in the A tier. Dante, defensively, physicals as well, it's solid. Pace though, the pace, it ain't great. The pace is something you notice not being all that in that centre back position. He isn't on the same level as someone like Kimpembe, so I'm going to put him in the A tier. Lamptey, the thing about Lamptey that I love is the fact that he can play on the left side and he can also play on the right side as well. It's super useful to just get this guy in the team. He's really fast. He's great on the ball as well. Defensively, his tackling ability, honestly, way better than what I expected. One thing you definitely will notice though with Lamptey is the physicals. Yeah, it's not great on him, but I will still say he deserves to go into the A+ tier. Frimpong, I don't like how he is defensively. This is another one of those players that is great going forward. He's got good pace, but putting in tackles, for me, he's just not really that guy. I'm going to put him in the A tier. Trippier, super slow, especially in that fullback position. You cannot have that kind of pace. B+ tier for him. Kim Min-jae, this is one of the first centre-backs I used in FC24. I still don't understand why he goes for the price he goes for, because he is unbelievable in this game. I'm going to put him in the A+. Varane, unreal. Tackling animations are a joke. S tier for you, Varane. Reece James, that jockey playstyle plus, is definitely really nice to have in a fullback position, but I definitely would rather have someone like Lamptey in that right-back position. So Reece James, A tier. Reynard, as soon as she gets a promo card and she actually gets a good pace increase, she's going to be the real deal. But this gold card, way too slow. B+ for her. Van der Ven, really fast, decent tackling ability as well. Not as good as Kim Min-jae and not as good as someone like Kimpembe. Van der Ven, A tier. Martinez, same situation where the pace just ain't great. He's not a player that can catch up to players. He's a player that struggles a lot of the times. I'm going to put Martinez in the B+ tier. Smalling, tackling ability is unbelievable, but another one of those situations where the pace is just not good enough. Smalling's always been one of those cards that we wait for a promo card for him, and then he becomes like unreal, and they're 100% going to do that this year with him. Balde, I've played up against this guy so many times this year, and the R1 dribble he has just to get around players is crazy. He's not A+. He's not as good as like Lamptey, but I'm going to put him A tier. De Ligt, they did his pace dirty. Last year, he actually had a good amount of pace on his gold card. This year, they, I think, put it down by like 7 or something like that. It was crazy how big of a downgrade they actually gave to his pace. He is still all right, though. He does get outpaced every now and again, that's for sure. But his tackling is really good. And 100% he is better than players like Smalling. That's in the B+ tier. Gabriel, same situation. He's better than Smalling. He's got a good tackling ability. I would say A tier for him as well. Gaia or Gaia, I'm not 100% how to pronounce it. He's good. He's really good. He's good all-rounded because he actually has that good dribbling ability, good pace. He does a really good job on defense as well. I'll put you in the A+ tier. Schlotterbeck, underrated. Underrated. This Schlotterbeck card with his playstyles as well, his defensive playstyles, really good in this game, and definitely a card I recommend. A+ for him. Luke Shaw, I mean, he's not too slow, but he's not Frimpong pace, you know, he's not Balde pace. Reece James, you could argue, is similar when it comes down to the pace, but I'm taking Reece James over Luke Shaw all day. Luke Shaw, B+. Hernandez, all right. I honestly thought he was going to be better than what he was, but yeah, he's just an all right card. I'm going to slide him into the A tier. Ronaldo, he can play as a centre-back, and as a centre-back, yeah, he is solid. He's a better centre-back than he is a full-back, that's for sure. I would say A tier for him. Kyle Walker, surprised he goes for the amount he goes for, 120,000 coins, when players like Hakimi goes for like 40,000 coins, Alfonso goes for like 30,000 coins. I'm a little bit surprised he goes for the amount he goes for, but he is unbelievable. He is going to be going into the S tier. He is a joke. Like, defensively, he's unbelievable. Pace as well. Catches up to literally everyone. Pepe, if you've got a Liga Portuguese team, you need to get this card in your team. A+ for Pepe. Hummels, he will surprise you. That's all I'll say. If you pick up this card, he will surprise you. The pace on this card, like the pace increase they gave compared to his gold card is humongous. In-game, you notice that pace. In-game, you actually feel like he's fast. You feel like he's putting in tackles as well. He's got some nice defensive play styles. Hummels, A+. Rolfo, I prefer her as a centre mid than a fullback. As a fullback, I know some people do like her as a fullback, but in my opinion, Kyle Walker's better. Alfonso's better, Hakimi's better. Rolfo as a fullback for me is A+ tier. But yeah, as a centre mid, if you guys obviously watch a midfielder tier list, you guys know how much I rate her. As a midfielder, S tier, but in a fullback position, A+. Ferland Mendy, here we go, straight up there. No question about it. We don't need to say much. Sule, his pace can be a little bit, you know, dodgy every now and again. It feels like there's times that he doesn't catch up too well. But honestly, strength, unbelievable. When you've got advanced defending on and you're just clicking the X button, he pushes everyone out of the way. Sule, A tier for you. Dodo, even though he's like 5'5", he's one of those players that just somehow comes out with a ball so many times. He's one of those players that always finds a way to get in front of the attacker and collect the ball. Dodo, I'm going to put you in the A+ tier. Bellerin, very similar to Dodo. Very similar. He's got a 2-star weak foot. He's really fast. The 2-star weak foot, honestly, can be a little bit annoying every now and again. But yeah, the pace is there. Defending is there. Somehow finds a way always in front of the player. I was a person when I originally saw this SBC, I was like, oh, he doesn't really look that great. But when you use him in game, you'll notice he actually is really nice. A+ tier for him. Todibo, all right. Not as good as Kim Min-jae. Not as good as Kimpembe. A solid A tier card for me. Di Lorenzo, I wish he had 4-star skill moves. All I want from Di Lorenzo is the little Lakoketa pass round the side, because that would be super good with him. He is for sure, though, A+ tier fullback. Romero, I used this card in draft. Tackling-wise, it's there. Pace, it's all right. It doesn't feel amazing. He doesn't feel really fast. He gets outpaced every now and again. For me, Romero, A tier. Acuna, as a midfielder, I rate him highly. As a fullback, As a fullback, A+ tier at best for me. He doesn't deserve to go any higher than that as a fullback. Llorente, on the other hand, S tier. I've been using Llorente on the main account for the past like 3 weeks now. He's a joke. He is so good. I play him on a Shadow Chem style, but there's a lot of people saying to switch him to an Anger Chem style, because there's times he does get bodied. There's times that he hasn't got that strength to push someone out the way. But honestly, his pace on a Shadow Chem style is ridiculous, and it feels like he's so quick to get out the players, and he catches up to literally everyone. Llorente, S tier. Timber, all right. He's good at tackling. He's a pretty solid card. He isn't slow either. I'm going to put Timber in the A tier. Saliba, I was not expecting Saliba to be this good this year. 83 overall, but this guy is a joke in game. Saliba, S tier. They did something to his animations. 100% they did, because he didn't have these animations last year. The animations he has this year is just constantly collecting the ball, somehow always getting on the end of it. It's a joke. S tier for Saliba. João Cancelo in form. Animations are still there, like it is every year for Cancelo. The reason he is not going to go into the S tier, though, is because as a fullback, I feel like the pace, it's just not enough. When you're matching up against like the Mbappes, the Neymars, you know, these really fast attackers, it feels like Cancelo really does lack in that pace. While players like Kyle Walker, Ferland Mendy, Llorente, Hakimi definitely doesn't. I'm going to put Cancelo in the A+ tier. Eder Militao, yeah, he's got all the pace he ever wants. S tier for Eder Militao. Crazy good this year. Stones, not slow, can put in a good tackle. A tier for Stones. Cuadrado, defensively, I find him so poor defensively. Going forward, I think there's no question about it. 5-star skill moves, really, really good dribbling, great pace. Going forward, he's amazing. But defensively, he is such a liability in my opinion. Cuadrado, A tier. Konate. Now, I've always rated Konate. Last year, even though a lot of people was using his footies card near the end of the year, I was using his road to the knockout card when it came out. I believe it was a road to knockout card. It was rather a road to knockout or road to the final. It was one or the other, but I'm pretty sure it was a road to knockout. He just was that guy for me. He always has been that guy for me. This gold card is very nice as well. I'm going to put Konate in the A+ tier. Alaba, very, very solid, but I feel like there's times where he just allows players to get around them a little bit too easy, and it feels like his physicality just isn't that great in this game. I'm going to put Alaba in the A+ tier. Spinazzola, really fast, all right on the ball. Defensively, puts in a good tackle. He's got a good reach on him as well because he isn't a small fullback. I'm going to put Spinazzola in the A tier here. Grimaldo, I would say, is actually underrated. I know he goes for a bit on the market, but he is a card that I kind of expect to see in more people's teams, but then at the same time, I guess the links aren't that easy to work around. Grimaldo, A+. Bonucci, so underrated. Super, super underrated. The pace upgrade they gave this card compared to his gold card is humongous. Defensive stats, there. He's got physicality. He's got a good passing ability. He doesn't feel horrendous on the ball. Bonucci, A+. Yongwa, I believe is how you say it. Really fast, but not all that in my opinion. A tier for Yongwa. Marquinhos, don't know what they did to Marquinhos this year, but they did him nicely. They changed animations. 100% they did. Every other year, Marquinhos has always been good. He's always been a nice card, but he's never, ever been this good. This card this year is a joke. Marquinhos is the real deal. S tier for him. LAKEY, really fast, all right tackling ability, nothing insane. I feel like that's always been the case with LAKEY's gold card, is that he's always got that pace, but he's not really been anything amazing. And if you're comparing it to like the A+ tier centre-backs, there's no way LAKEY can go on that level. A tier for LAKEY. Araujo, one of the best centre-backs in this game. This guy's defensive playstyles, the block playstyle plus, he's got, I think he's got the jockey. I don't think he's got intercept. I'm pretty sure that's one of them that he hasn't got, but he's obviously got like bruiser and stuff like that. Araujo, S tier. Ruben Diaz. Now, when I used this card, I actually packed this card from an 84 plus player pick, and I was expecting him to be insanely slow. I was expecting him to be one of those players that just gets outpaced for fun. One of those players that, yeah, he's just going to be a liability pretty much is what I'm trying to say. But that is not the case. He actually doesn't feel too slow. Does he get outpaced every now and again? Yes. Has he got one of the best tackling abilities in this game though? Yes, his tackling ability is a joke. I'm going to put him in the A+. He's not an S tier card because of that pace, but definitely A+ for me. Wan-Bissaka, slide tackle playstyle plus, I would say an underrated playstyle to have in this game. One of those players that you can just run towards your opponent and just go in for a slide tackle, and it's going to be a perfect slide tackle pretty much every single time. Wan-Bissaka, I'll put you in the A tier because you're not as good as like Grimaldo or like Di Lorenzo, but definitely a card or a player that has potential to be insanely good in this game if they give him a nice promo card. Sedilia, he's all right. And Sedilia is a player that I prefer personally in a centre-back position than a full-back position. But then at the same time, I don't feel like he's anything too insane in that centre-back position. I'm going to put him in the A tier. Laporte has to be done. Has to be done. Just too slow. Just way, way too slow. Theo Hernandez, incredible. For me, the best fullback in EAFC. Honestly, he is a joke. Let me go ahead and move myself down here. That is not down here. Let me go ahead and move myself down here. There you go. Perfect. So yeah, Theo Hernandez, he's so good in this game. The one thing that's always let Theo Hernandez down is his dribbling ability. Every other year, his gold card just doesn't feel that great on the ball. But because of the R1 dribble this year, you can actually go forward with Theo. You can actually dribble with him. You can actually do stuff going forward with Theo Hernandez. So it took Theo to kind of a whole new level. S tier for him. Enrique, I like Enrique, but in my opinion, not anything insane. A tier for Enrique. Marcado, same thing. This guy pops up in draft literally every other draft. It's a joke how much he pops up. He is good, but again, not anything too insane. A tier for you. Gomez. Ooh. Gomez is nice. Gomez is on like the same level as like Van der Ven and like LAKEY. He's not on the same level as Konate, that's for sure. But yeah, Gomez, A tier, bronze, good tackling, all right physicals as well. But the pace is an issue. B+ for bronze. Pavard, not a big fan of him. Would rather have someone like Gomez and LAKEY in the centre-back position. Pavard, B+. Gavardiol, super good. Super good. Block playstyle plus. Yeah, that playstyle, honestly, for me, might be the best defensive playstyle in this game. Some of the blocks that I see when you have that playstyle plus is crazy. There's times that you're not even on the right side of the player and you somehow get the ball. Gavardiol, A+ tier. Carvajal, I don't actually mind Carvajal because his pace ain't bad and he can put in good tackles. A tier for Carvajal. Akanji, I've used him in draft and Van der Ven is just better. Players like Hernandez is better. Players like LAKEY are better. Akanji, in the B+ tier you go. Tomori, if you've gone down the Serie A route, this is a card that you need to try to get into your team. S tier for Tomori. Robertson, better than what I expected, but still not as good as like Rolfo or like Grimaldo or like Acuna in that left back position. Robertson, A tier. Kunde, even though I believe he's a gold playstyle plus is better than the one this card has, which is the slide tackle one. In my opinion, both cards deserve to go S tier. Kunde is just that guy this year. Kashawi, I believe is how you say it. I'm not 100%. She is incredible. She is like a small fullback, but somehow in-game, she doesn't feel small because in-game, somehow she's got this amazing reach and she grabs every single interception. You get close to her, you lose the ball. It's actually insane how good this card is. S tier for Kashawi. Delot, okay. All right, his sprint speed ain't actually too bad on a Shadow Chem style. That is something I will say. But with the fullbacks I'm looking at in the A tier, yeah, the lot kind of has to go into the B+ tier. Upamecano, very, very good centre-back in this game. Similar to like Konate, Gavardiol, Kimpembe, where the rating is not up there, but in-game, they are a joke. In-game, they are very good, and Upamecano deserves to go into the A+ tier. Hincapi, crazy fast. I stuck him on an Anchor Chem style when I actually used him. Good strength, good aggression, good defending ability. Hincapi, A+ for you as well. Ibanez, not as good as the two we just had. Not as good as Upamecano and Hincapi. Ibanez, I'm going to put you A tier. Diego Carlos. Now, this is the thing, right, with Diego Carlos. In-game, he actually is really nice. The issue is, he doesn't last for a long time. Like, he will last till the 75th minute, and then you kind of have to sub him off because the stamina does become an issue. But honestly, what he gives you in the first 75 minutes is insanely good. I'm going to put Diego Carlos in the A+ tier, but just know the stamina is an issue. Nuno Mendes, crazy fast. Another one of those fullbacks that is like really fast, good dribbling ability, but defensively, not all that. Nuno Mendes, A tier. Darmian, as a centre-back, he's solid. As a centre-back, he is very nice. I will say this though, you do notice the lack of strength every now and again when you're trying to push a player off the ball. But he usually gets in front of players and his animations when putting in tackles are very good. Darmian, A+. As a free card, as an objective card, EA did well with him. Leon, a lot of people don't know her, a lot of people don't realize, but she has got outrageously good defending stats. And on top of that, her defensive playstyles are a joke. Even though she's like 5'7", trust me, when you match up against her in game, you're gonna see her put in the craziest of blocks and the craziest of tackles. Leon, A+ tier. Alfonso, comfortable, S tier card. Alfonso just deserves to go straight up there. High-low work rates, but doesn't feel like he's got high-low work rates in this game. Constantly tracks back and is really fast on the track back as well and collects the ball all the time. Skriniar? Skriniar is, I would say, another one of those cards that is probably a little bit underrated, to be honest with you, because Skriniar is nice in this game. He puts in good tackles. He's not a slow centre-back as well. He's got good strength. He's got good aggression. Skriniar, A+ tier. Same thing as Bremer. Bremer's like a very nice card in this game. Sometimes he does miss out on like a tackle every now and again, but you do expect that from pretty much like all of these centre-backs. The only centre-backs you don't expect that from is like Virgil van Dijk, Rojo, players like maybe like Varane as well, and that is why Bremer's not going on the same level as those players. He's going into the A+ tier. Jordi Alba, a lot of people use him because of that Lionel Messi link. And honestly, every time I've played up against Jordi Alba, he does actually put in some clean tackles, but there's no way he's going on the same level as like Dodo or a player like Grimaldo. No chance. Jordi Alba, A tier. Rudiger, straight up there as well. Even though he hasn't got many defensive play styles, this guy in-game, his tackling ability is next level good. And I'm kind of confused how they didn't give him more defensive play styles as well. Like, okay, yes, he's got the slide tackle one, which makes sense, but you couldn't give him, like, I don't know, the intercept one. I don't think he has that one either. You couldn't give him the anticipate one. Like, another defensive playstyle would have been nice, but he is still a beast in this game. So, S tier for him. Klosterman. I'm not a huge fan of Klosterman. For me, like, Schlotterbeck is clear of Klosterman. I'm going to put Klosterman in the A tier. Nathan Ake, wasn't a fan of him either, to be honest with you. Joe Gomez is better. Lacroix's better. Gabriel was better. Nathan Ake in the B+ tier. Kalulu, very good. I think he's still quite expensive as well. This is a card that I was wanting to get on my RTG. I ended up actually getting him in draft, and I got to use him in draft on the right chem style as well, luckily enough. And he did put in some very good tackles. He was fast as well. The only reason I didn't get him on the RTG is because I actually moved away from this Serie A completely. But Kalulu, for me, A+ tier. Klaus, very fast down the line, good defensively, good going forward as well. I wish Klaus had 4-star skill moves, but he is still gonna be put into the A+ tier. But yeah, 4-star skill moves would have been super nice on him. Koulibaly, he's a player that if you're going down the Saudi League route, let's say you got like Neymar and you got like Bonu, he's like a must-have. And Koulibaly in this game is very nice. A+ for Koulibaly. Dest, he's alright. He's not as good as the fullbacks in the A+ tier. That's something I'm going to throw straight out there. Dest, I'm going to put you in the A tier. And just like that, we have got ourselves our defenders tier list. A crazy amount of defenders in the S tier. But look at those defenders in the S tier. They deserve to be there. Let's be fair. They deserve to be up there. It's way more players than we had in the midfielders tier list, and I believe the attackers tier list as well. But there's so many good defenders in this game. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my top 3 centre-backs and top 3 full-backs. Give me your top 3 centre-backs in the comment section. I was going to ask for both, but asking for both is a little bit too much. Top 3 centre-backs in the comment section. I will start off with my centre-backs. Virgil van Dijk, number 1. He has to be there. Second, Araujo. The amount of defensive play styles this guy has just makes him a beast in this game. And in the third spot, it's between Varane and Eder Militao. Like, Rudiger's nice. Mohr is very nice as well. But I feel like those two are really standing out to me. And I am going to go for Eder Militao. I think Varane's tackling ability is better, but when you're matching up against like the really top tier players, you notice Eder Militao's pace being insanely good in this game. So yeah, that's my top 3 centre-backs. Top 3 full-backs. Number 1, Theo Hernandez, for sure. Theo Hernandez is my number 1. As I said, this year, it's just different with Theo because you can actually dribble with this guy because of the controlled sprint with him. It's super nice with him. Second, I'm going to go Ferland Mendy. And then in the third spot, it kind of has to be Hakimi. Like, Kyle Walker's very good, but going forward, it's like the 3 players I have chose are way better going forward than Kyle Walker. So Theo Hernandez, Ferland Mendy, and Hakimi is my top 3 fullbacks. And with the top 3 centre-backs, Virgil van Dijk, Araujo, and Eder Militao. Once again, let me know your top 3 centre-backs in the comment section. But that is going to be it. Hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.